I'm David G, Sheshnag Yoga Center. What on earth is Kundalini? This video is about the Koshas. Basically, as humans, we're built out of the 5 elements, which go from the gross to the subtle. Then there's an underlying substratum, the space in the bathtub, or just the space of energy that we function in. Here's a brief description. They're also known as sheaths, so they're everywhere in creation, but they're also functional within the human framework. The most dense relates to the earth. It's called the Maya Kosha. The earth, solid. It's also known as, if you look into yoga, there's the ana word, which is presented as food. So it's a really solid thing. Doesn't move much, it's like the ice. Solid water. Then you go up, everything on this level and the next 3 is dualistic by nature. Has the opposite yet complementary energies and experiences that allow you to compare it relative to the 3-dimensional experience based in the world of relativity. If you didn't have one, you wouldn't have the other. So you have hot and cold, or things like mucus in dry. There's a lot of things in the physical dimension that you can compare, so you know one from the other. The next one is the energetic one, which is called the Maya Kosha. Has to do with energy, moving energy, physiology, and also water. Because water could be seen as a moving solid, a liquid. So it's less dense than the earth, but more dense than other things. So that level there is also dualistic. It's also to do with the energetic experience of the human being in the form of the pranas, but also to do with physiology that allows you to function within the human framework, to do with osmosis, to do with the movement of fluids, to do with the extraction of nutrients. That's the Maya Kosha. The next dimension for the human being is the Maya Kosha, which is seen as the working mind. Relates to the subgaseous elements, which is seen but not felt. So fire. It's to do with the externalized mind, and it's also to do with digestion. From a heat perspective, your mind digests things. There's an experience within the physiology of your body that wouldn't occur if there was no heat. So it's to do with fire, and the subgaseous elements, the externalized mind, the part of you that knows that you have to go to work tomorrow, so you set the alarm for however long it is that you need to wake up before you get prepared for work and the travel there. That's the externalized mind. It also works through the left side of the brain. The next dimension is known as the Vijnana Kosha. That's the intuitive mind, the mind that is internalized. It relates to the air element, not subgaseous, the gaseous, the dimension that is not felt or seen, but it is experienced. It has to do with the intuitive mind. It has to do with the right side of the brain, the creative, the expressive, the part of you that is able to perceive beyond the dimension of time and space. The intuitive mind, the Vijnana Kosha. These 4 koshas are all dualistic by nature. There is only the experience of these dimensions because they have opposing yet complementary experiences and energies within them, like hot and cold, on and off, fear and love, peace and war. There's a whole lot of things, solid, not solid. You can even whack in there correct and incorrect, right and wrong, depending on how you experience it. Our culture sadly only functions predominantly through the externalized mind to put the body into action so it brings pleasant sensorial experiences relative to either what feels good in the body or what validates our truths in the sense of our belief and value system. We don't respect much of the prana maya kosha. Why? The energy around us is so contrary to being human. It's almost insane what we do to the human framework, but the human framework is so beautiful and so adjustive that it copes with most things just like the earth does. The earth can be smashed but still perseveres. The body is phenomenal in its capability to endure a disharmonious energetic experience, all based on dualism. One dimension alone. Oh my God. Om Namah Shivaya. This is called the Ananda Maya Kosha. The Anandamaya Kosha is the dimension that is non-dual. It is known as the experience of bliss. And it is the space in the bathtub, or the space that is all-pervading and non-judging, non-changing. Basically, it's what some people perceive as God. Ultimately, it's the ether, in the sense that it sits there, the other 4 elements interplay within it. It's not affected by the interplay of the other 4 elements. And this is what everyone's trying to experience. the non-dual kosha. In regards to Tantra, I'll explain these in the next video, but this video is a short, concise explanation according to the yogic philosophy of the koshas, the sheaths that the human body and mind function within. That's a wrap. 4 dual, 1 non-dual. Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Mahadev, share the world. Peace.